Hey yo,
Hey yo.
Hey,
how we
yo.
doing, people? You know who we are, and you know why we're here because we're about to kick down this forbidden door. Yes, it's the big one. It's the big one.
So
Yeah,
excited.
AEW and New Japan's first ever pay-per-view together. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. It's something that's going to go down in history. It's had its challenges. I'm not going to lie, it's had its challenges, both on an AEW side and a New Japan side. The injuries, even down to last night, an 8-man tag has become a 6-man tag. It's like
No.
it's nuts. It's nuts.
It's cursed.
But, yeah. But you know what? I still feel they're gonna. I feel there's a delivery. It's one of those things where, to me, I could be right, I could be wrong. This is good exposure for New Japan for sure. I think it's going to show the world the same way the world learned that there's more than WWE out there. The world is going to learn there's more than American wrestling out there tonight. That's what I think this is what excites me about this pay-per-view.
A pay-per-view with the two best wrestling promotions on the planet coming together. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of had I woke up at about 3:40 a.m. this morning, just like restless sleep. As I was going back to sleep, no lie, I actually had some dreams about this pay-per-view and the excitement I have for it. I am so buzzed to see this pay-per-view. I can't tell you. Proper fucking wrestling coming tonight.
Nice.
This is such a big promotion.
I haven't seen.
Such a big promotion.
I don't know anything about this. So I don't know.
It's a weird one for me, Dan. It's a weird one for me because I just about have my AEW knowledge. I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I feel like I diss myself as a wrestling podcast to be like, I've only watched the pay-per-view. Can't do that. Why be on a wrestling podcast? But my AEW knowledge is just about there. My New Japan knowledge is El Muerte. It's been absolutely a minute since I've been in tune with anything New Japan. I'm aware of who won the main title, but that's that. So it's going to be very hard.
Before I go too far into this, we haven't all been together for a while. Big Tone, was it Leon? No, actually Leon. Well done.
Yes, well done, brother Leon.
Well done,
My
well
man.
done.
Yeah. Climbing the ranks.
Join me.
Yeah. Yeah, for those on the pod platform, Leon is proudly holding the belt right there after he
Campeon.
Even though
He's
you're not
in the lead.
just want to emphasize. No, he's not. He's joint.
I said
He's
co-lead.
joint.
He's in co-lead.
Okay.
He's just joined co-lead territory.
The current rankings for the season are Den the Tech and Leon are on 3. AJ and myself are on 2. Big Tone in the zone with 1.
But
Which
Big
is a
Tone's
very
number
sad
one
story for me.
4 segments.
It's a very sad story for me because, again, I've come so close to winning on all of these events, and then just 1 or 2 matches have messed it up.
Do you know, I was thinking about this the other day. If we were to do like a football for American fans, soccer fans, goal difference variants, right? Big Tone would probably have the best goal difference because it's always just one match that stops him from winning.
Like, if it was ranking first, get 3 points, second 2 points.
I've thought of that. Maybe next season.
Maybe next year we'll do that.
Big Tone be gone. Big Tone be so far ahead. Be like, guys, come on, man. Should I just not take part this one so you can catch up?
We could do a ranking table, first gets 5, second 4, third 3.
I've been
I
thinking
like that idea.
Midway makes it difficult to enter it, but I think that would be absolutely awesome.
I think that's a good edit. And you can get, here's an interesting one which I can put. Clean sweep gets you a bonus point.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yes, I'm down with that because did you make a clean sweep last one?
Leon made a clean sweep.
Yeah, smacked it.
And then I would.
No, I lied. We all got the Balor result wrong. Whatever that was. I know we all got one match, same match wrong.
Yeah.
No, I got Kevin Owens wrong.
Yeah, no,
everyone got the same one match wrong. I know that.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens.
Because we did Ezekiel in it. Yeah. Now, what I think we should also add to it, is a bold prediction. At every pay-per-view, we get one bold prediction, and if we're right, you get a point.
I feel like we're scraping here. Call John Cena at every pay-per-view.
No, it has to make sense in context.
I mean, to be fair, there is a mystery opponent out there tonight that could be a potential
Shane McMahon,
point.
obviously. Shane
course.
McMahon.
Can you imagine? You know what? You would get cheered.
So much.
This is the first.
He would get
This
cheered.
is the first
I
pay-per-view,
would
yeah,
pay
where
to see
I
that.
haven't even. This is the first pay-per-view where I haven't even thought about Money in the Bank. Like all I've been thinking about is Forbidden Door.
Oh, so
That's
much.
how big this is.
Yes.
And when was the last time you've like waited for a pay-per-view where the other pay-per-view on the other side
Couldn't
doesn't
give
even
a
matter?
fuck.
Obviously, we'll come to
Couldn't
the
give a
predictions,
fuck.
but
Always.
Do you know what? Do you know what's really interesting about Forbidden Door? It's caught a lot of attention now. I know at the moment we're strictly WWE, AEW in terms of pay-per-views, right?
That must change.
It's so sad what like that Slammiversary was just overshadowed because everything I've seen, it looks like a very solid pay-per-view. So like,
I've been
congratulations.
asking
was
you
a
lot
solid
if you've
pay-per-view.
seen Slammiversary for days now. No one hasn't answered me because I've seen Slammiversary and I thought it was good, but I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't know if the four of you had seen it yet.
Yeah.
Bro, the chances of me seeing it are very slim. There's another podcast which takes up a lot of my time aside from
Nah, I've seen
Apart from
Slammiversary.
you, I've been like,
I
who's
can
seen
watch it
Slammiversary?
co-sign.
Have you watched Slammiversary yet? Like, I'm like, I want to talk about this.
Man,
I
yeah,
answered Julian. I remember I said I seen it.
I
But
think
said,
Big
all
Tone
who's
gave the
seen it.
personal answer. The best
Yeah,
answer,
exactly.
which
All
was-
who's
Everyone
seen
who
it
has.
is gonna see it.
yeah. Those
Every
who
belt,
watched it have to.
basically, to cut a long story short, every belt changed hands apart from the world title.
No, I
Do
mean,
this weird thing. I'm in a wrestling group. I don't watch wrestling.
You keep up with it though.
This is my wrestling input. I read about it. That's my wrestling intake. Is what gets pushed on my Google thing. That's what I get. I read about what happened in wrestling.
That's why it's interesting having you in the group, really, because somebody who's not like on it, like me and Leon and Nico. Yeah, it's like it's good to see your perspective as a somewhat outsider. Yeah,
The somewhat outsiders winning, yeah? The somewhat outsiders winning.
That's my point. That's my point. Like when you can just shut off your brain and just not think about it too much, but somehow dead's ahead. What does that say about wrestling as a whole?
What does that say about us and our wrestling knowledge? Not much.
The thing is, what happened is with wrestling parties, you guys are actually thinking logically what should happen. And because we did a lot of, have you noticed I've lost really bad on the AEW because they do it correctly.
No,
on
you
WWE,
didn't.
did I win WWE?
You didn't win, but you certainly didn't lose badly.
No, I swear double or nothing. I swear double or nothing. You won.
You got that one, AJ. You won double or nothing.
No, I did. Did I? I thought then.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I got that one. He changed it at the last minute. He changed it as a CM Punk, and he changed it. So ignore my points. Ignore my points. I'll take the victory.
All right, let's get into this.
Yeah.
I think I'm bad when I'm winning.
Okay, guys. So once again, we are here today to kick down that forbidden door. We are in the building right now. Let's do this.
I'm so
awesome
excited.
Poster, right?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Just after Disney Plus has launched good old Doctor Strange. It's nice to see that Ring of Circle come back. So here we go.
Which, by the way, is the biggest dumb fuckery I've ever seen. But I talked about that on podcast, the movie Mount Rushmore, the other day. But anyway,
plug for it. That's the one. But Nico, the roulette has landed on you, bro. So you will go for the first match of the buy-in, which is the
yes,
and Caster versus the
it's Matt Caster and the Ass Boys.
I wish I watched to be able to quote that. But
Oh, it's fucking great. Every one of Caster's raps at the moment ends with him saying, "You fucking with the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys," and they've turned the scissoring into like an A for Us Boys. It's brilliant what they've done. The Acclaimed are one of the best things in wrestling at the moment. It's genius.
I've been saying that for months.
Yeah, they're brilliant. I've never disagreed with you on that. The DKC, Kevin Knight, Alex Coughlin, and Yuya Uemura. Here's the thing, right? I'm following New Japan relatively. I'm not that deep with this faction. But the thing is that the Ass Boys are literally there for losing. That's kind of their role in life. I can't.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet against AEW on this one. I'm going DKC and Co.
Okay, interesting. Funny enough, I kind of thought this is the thing. You've got I mean, I'm going to bring up the poster again. Sorry for any pod members out here, but this is on a video on demand side. You look at it. If you were to kick off this match for the show, kick off the show with this match, Billy Gunn is probably going to be the most recognizable face to casuals who will watch this. And that is kind of what I think might be what kicks it off, sets the tone. AEW pick up the first win if this is the first match. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the Acclaimed and the Gun Club. Personally, it could be the biggest mistake of my life.
No, I have a feeling you're right on this. I'm thinking this is what's wonderful about this pay-per-view. Every single match is hard to call. There is no clear-cut winner on this pay-per-view, which is genius. It's genius. I can't pick a match.
The excitement you have kicks it off because last show it was, this is so predictable. This one is like, I don't know how to predict it.
But do you know what was fucked up? I'll be the first to eat my own words. I'm a humble man. I'll be the first to say, listen, I was the biggest moaning Myrtle about that last pay-per-view. And I'm sticking with what I said. The build was fucking horrible, but it was actually quite a decent pay-per-view. I'll be the first to say, I was surprised. It was a decent pay-per-view. WWE are clearly in a phase where we're like, we're not going to do builds, but what we'll give you on your pay-per-view is going to be okay. Anyway,
I think it's predictability. But while we're on the big screen there, just going to make it public out there, if you don't mind. Happy belated Father's Day, bro, for a weekend. Happy anniversary for yesterday. Like, double whammy
my
for
Father's
you.
Day present.
Nice. A Batman Cup for anyone on pod.
Yes.
Loving it. Okay, then, over to you, sir.
Cool. Well, y'all know that there's a hashtag on the other channel they got, which is called I'm with AJ. So obviously, I'm with AJ. Simple fact. Just as you said at the start of yours, the Billy Gunn is going to be the biggest name that everyone know, and he's the one I know. And I know his son is involved in that.
Two of his sons.
So
both his sons, the arse boys.
Jesus. Okay, cool. So definitely going with
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I know about Copley. All right, cool. So I'm going with Billy Gunn. Simple for the fact that I know him. The ass boys.
The ultimate finesse who's about to set flight.
Yeah, this one's another hard one because, like, obviously, I don't follow New Japan Pro Wrestling as much as I should do. And after watching a couple of those wrestlers who premiered on AEW, was it last week, like DKC? It's another hard one. Billy Gunn, as all of you have said so far, is the one that we all know. Like, he's the most familiar face out of all of them. Even in that storyline alone between the Arse Boys and the Acclaimed, it's almost like Billy Gunn is giving the Acclaimed that rub to be like to go up, basically. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And obviously the sons are riding on the coattail sort of thing. It's almost like he's almost favoring the Acclaimed over his own son. Do you know what I mean? Which means that there's going to be competition between them to see, you know what I'm saying, who's going to win, who's going to lose. None of them want to lose. And on that factor alone, and because of the relationship and the chemistry that they all have, I'm going to go with Billy Gunn and the boys and half the Acclaimed anyways. And I just can't wait for that rap. That's another thing. I can't wait for that rap because it's going to be a lot. Because he's covering how many guys against who they're facing. It's going to be a long one. And it's going to be a good one as well. It's always up to date with it. And it's the closest thing to Thugonomics that we're going to get in this modern era.
Billy Gunn's not in the match. I just want to be clear about that. Everyone keeps pulling for Billy Gunn. He's not actually wrestling.
What? Thank you.
Bro, the poster's
Oh, he is.
Oh, he is in there.
Oh, he is. Ah,
he's taking the place of the other guy because he's injured.
Oh, this may change things. I for some reason I thought because for the last three or 4 weeks it's been Max Caster and the Ass Boys. Billy Gunn's been like manager type. I want to hear what Big Tone has to say, but I reserve the right to change my pick on this.
Big Tone's called it. It's still there.
Everyone's with AJ, boy.
Damn, this is hard. It's not clear cut. It's not straightforward as people don't think. Because on one hand, yes, the reason why Max Caster and the Ass Boys are coming out first is to pop the crowd big and to get them excited with his little rap that he's going to do, which I'm sure is going to be hilarious. And of course, like we all saying, Billy Gunn is that recognizable name that everyone knows. Yeah. So it'll make sense if they win. But does it though? Because you're trying to bring up New Japan Pro Wrestling up to the same level and say, yo, these guys are legit. They're as big as AEW. They're just on the other side of the planet. Yeah. So what better way to do that than to have their new young stars like beat like AEW stars? Yeah. And like it's difficult because I'm not sure which one I would pick, because if they do lose the New Japan guys, does everyone just shrug their shoulders? They don't care. But if they win and like, oh, it's like, wow, they're amazing. Like, does that get fans who don't know New Japan more invested in them? So this is the question that I'm posing to myself, because AEW, this is a very interesting pay-per-view because it's kind of political as well in the wrestling landscape.
Big time.
You gotta weigh up like which company you're gonna push a little more. I mean, it is an AEW pay-per-view, like in the sense of it's over here. Yeah, it's been done in the US a little more. So maybe if there was an AEW pay-per-view being done in the East, they might push for them a little more. So these are all questions that have me thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
I probably might be killing myself off here, but I think I'm gonna go to Japan.
Yeah,
it's a good statement. It's definitely a good statement. But I would reserve that for the other matches that we're gonna call.
You see, what we're going for is Big Tone. Jesus, why didn't you go first? What a great point. Open up. Let the biggest name at the time is Billy Gunn, right? In this match, have him getting beaten by the Japanese team going, right, they're a big threat, and that just literally play up for later. Nico said he reserved the right to change his mind. Big Tone, guess what you just did? You just changed my mind. Can I swap my pick, please?
Yep.
Yeah, what the hell? That was a great point. I didn't think of any of that.
Yep.
But can I throw in one more bar with it? Yeah, that might just mess you up a little more. It is the buy-in. we got to like think of that. So not everyone is gonna like watch the buy-in. So basically,
on a side note, if I don't get back in time for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, we may not be watching the buy-in.
Well, I'll be watching it on my phone.
Oh yeah, tickets. I mean,
Big Toe makes a great point, right? But that doesn't necessarily have to be for that match. You see, AEW could start off by winning that match, and then New Japan catch up and overtake them and then leave them behind. There's so many other matches where New Japan could actually win that match and people actually give a damn. And then the fact that you said that this is on the buy-in.
Has everyone made their pick?
Yeah, I'm sticking. Just I still believe that the Arse boys are made for losing in a good way. Like they lose well, but
I love the buy-in. It's the best place to do it.
Yeah,
on the buy-in is the best place to do it.
Because then people was opposed to the acclaimed Arse, because I think that's another way.
Someone claimed that Arse.
But so here's another pick. Another bit I'm going to throw in as a nugget before, just to give everyone a bit of a chance. There's a very interesting way of getting an American booking. Japan are familiar with all sides of wrestling, right? American, not so much. For those casuals who might think, well, what is this? Do I buy further? They would want to see that American victory first. That is another thing that I think leans to it for me. I think that kicks it as, oh, okay, so this is what we're doing. We're going to see. It's just a weird way of booking that tends to work, and I think that could be a lean.
We'll see.
I think I now stand on an island here with going for
you might be right, and that is actually a very good point. Like I said, it's not clear cut.
Cool. We'll see. It's tough. It's tough, Leon.
If I lose because of this one match,
I'll accept the same
because you made a great point.
And the acclaimed.
So, Leo.
Yeah, I've got everyone's vote. Everyone's
already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already voted. I already said.
No. I'm calling the next match. I'm calling the next match for you. I was just.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So here we go. Match 2. Is it Swerve in Our Glory? They called, I believe. But we're talking Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Apologies for the known pronunciations and stumbles. I've tried to prepare myself as much as I can.
This is another one, right? Because Keith Lee and Swerve were acting like they're going to split.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking because the relationship is kind of rocky, that might be the thing that costs them the match. At the same time, it could be a one-upsmanship type of thing where it's like, who's the better guy? Who's going to get the pin? Am I going to get tagged in? Am I not going to get tagged in? And again, that could have caused them to lose the match. But for some reason, I think it's going to be one of them situations where Keith Lee's in, he's not going to tag him in. Swerve is going to have to tag himself in. Pretty much like what Serena Deeb is doing with Mercedes Martinez right now. But I think because of the beef that they have between each other, it's going to be a thing of, right, we're both kind of pissed. But when it comes to the tag team division, they're still undefeated, I think they are. So for that very same purpose, I'm going to go with Keith Lee and Swerve. Because of the fact that they're undefeated.
Again, like, do we go to AEWs or to New Japan victories in a row? Difficult to say. But also, Keith Lee is actually quite a big star. Yeah. Swerve is
literally.
up there, but yeah, quite literally, figuratively and literally, Keith Lee's a big star. He's a guy that you want to showcase. The power, that guy is really, if I'm looking across the whole roster right now, he's the only black contender you could put the world title on today and it'd be viable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you really want to have him lose to essentially two guys that an American audience don't really know? Yeah. Which is a question we're going to be kind of asking all night. But at the same time, Leon's right about the whole beef and the storyline. One thing I've noticed about Forbidden Door is it seems to be setting up a lot for events past the pay-per-view.
So much.
Is this a thing where we're getting more set up like here for like the eventual break and feud between Swerve and Lee? I don't know. But I'm gonna go Keith and Lee. Swerve and then Glory?
Yeah.
Simply because I think Keith Lee needs to look, like a monster.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
Well,
reigning champ.
Can't vote against Keith Lee. That's a simple reason. It's Keith Lee. I like that dude. I don't know why, but I like that dude. Every time I see him, I was like, yeah, you drag my attention. You got my attention all the time. So yeah, I'm voting for him. That's a shit.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion. I am not a fan of Swerve Strickland. I'm really not.
You don't like him?
Nah, didn't like. I don't like his shtick. I didn't like him in NXT, and I don't like him anymore here. I'm happy to have my opinion changed about wrestlers. Another unpopular opinion. I didn't like Daniel Bryan. Love Bryan Danielson. Love Bryan Danielson. Love the monster they've turned him into. It's you don't really get a bet against Keith Lee at a pay-per-view. Like it's dumb. Like I'm going with Keith Lee as well.
Fair enough. I'm just going to go the other way. For some reason,
I knew it.
Yeah, listen, it's one of those.
Hey, you could beat us all.
I know.
Absolutely wrong, but it's when I saw those two matches of like recognizability. I saw the Gun Club winning and Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland losing. I just saw it. That's what I thought as the way of attracting. This is the one to level up. I'm not even sure if it's the right order. There's another buy-in match that's there, which can just completely change stuff. But when I saw it, I was like, this is the one that they'll probably go for the victory one. This is the one where they'll eat the loss. It's just the way.
And you could very well be right, man.
Listen, it's just one of those weird things. That's the way I've adapted to it.
So you're going El Desperado and Kanemaru, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not a bad pick, man.
I have no idea.
It is what it is.
Desperado's going to turn your head tonight, Dan. Watch. He's awesome.
All I know is those four people, all I got is one name. I don't know anyone. So far, I've known two people on the pay-per-view. 2 people.
Well, I love that. That's 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
Jesus.
Carry on.
Yeah.
You're up next, AJ.
Yeah. Right. So, in for the last match of the buy-in, QT Marshall and Aaron Solo versus Hiroku Goto and Yoshihashi. I reckon this is what's going to make it interesting. I'm going to go with New Japan again. I think it's going to swerve people in a way of, wow, Japan are winning already. Let's see the way we can swerve this. Nothing against the factory in any major way, but that's just the way I potentially see it going. I think these are the names that can afford a loss more because they're in the buy-in for a reason, kind of thing. Personally speaking,
should have put Hook in the buy-in.
I think Hook would have been a guaranteed victory.
Yeah,
Hook would have been a guaranteed victory.
No, there's one huge Japanese wrestler who could have been the first guy to beat Hook, and everyone would have been like, "That's good," and he's not on the pay-per-view. Tetsuya Naito.
It's Brock Lesnar.
Naito against Hook would have been an incredible match.
That's weird. Do you know, there's a lot of politics going around on this show on either end. So Naito not being there is really interesting. But yes,
I was going to ask you, Naito injured?
Nah, he's just not in.
Because he's one of the main guys I expected to see.
I know.
Yeah.
I give you all this.
I
apologize because
for your interest there.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna. I literally was gonna say something. Is I apologize from now because a lot of times I'm gonna say I'm picking New Japan or I'm picking AEW, simply for the fact that I don't know who's who. I don't know anything about them, and it's gonna be a lot of coin tosses. And with this one, I went Japan. Then I'm going Japan, so I'm gonna go Japan, AEW. So I'm going Japan again. Can you see a pattern coming? Can you see a pattern coming?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Capture New Japan by the toe. If AEW.
Okay. You
capture New Japan by the toe.
Do you know what? I don't even know if that still borders onto the wow. He still used the N-word. We had to try to get the Japanese by the toe, did we? Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Leon, your pick, sir.
Me, yeah, I'm not a fan of QT Marshall, to be fair. He just looks like I don't know. I mean, I like Aaron Solo, but I don't like QT Marshall. And they seem to be on this thing where they're losing a lot of matches, and I think Hook has still got some business to pick up with them as well. So I'm definitely going to go with New Japan on this one. Most definitely. I don't know the other two as much, but I know that they are on a level. They are good. And on that reason alone, it might even be a short match. And when I say short, I don't mean like
Hook short.
Bianca Belair and Becky short. I mean in terms of
MJF short. Where we go?
Within 5 minutes, within like 5 minutes, it's going to be done, sort of thing. If this is the first match that they do on the buy-in, then this is going to be a very easy win for New Japan, for AEW to be like, okay. So I'm definitely going to go with New Japan on this one. Sorry for saying New Japan all the time. I couldn't remember the names.
Do you want me to put the pitch back up, or it's up to you?
Yoshihashi.
It's all good.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Hiroki Gato and Yoshihashi on this one.
Cool. Here's a question, just because I'm completely out of touch. The factory, that formerly known as the Nightmare Factory, right? This was Cody's old faction at one point. And QT Marshall is the guy who got the diamond cutter from DDP, right? Is that the guy? Or am I confusing him with someone else?
No, you're spot on.
Okay, hey.
When you said got the diamond cutter,
I was also asking, what was that? Sorry, Dan?
When you said got the diamond cutter, do you mean
it means nothing?
Gave him a diamond cutter?
No. He inherited the move.
He gave him. That's what
I'm just making sure I knew who I'm talking about. That was
so. Just to be real, the cutter is now the most overused move in all of wrestling. Everyone uses a cutter now. Even Penta Oscuro. Ray Phoenix on Rampage literally gave the diamond sign and went for a cutter. Everyone is using it. Even
Randy Orton uses it. Even Randy Orton. Everybody uses it.
Everyone. Cody cutter. John Moxley is using a cutter. Everyone uses a cutter. Do you remember
they tried to argue that Randy Orton's finisher is not a rip-off of the diamond cutter? It's not the diamond cutter. It's totally different.
On that.
I was like,
that's weird because I've heard Randy talk about how he was given permission for it. But you see, this is the funny thing about wrestling. small tangent. It's weird, isn't it? You know when you're in that realm, yeah. Like as you're saying, the cutter is now the most used move in wrestling. Sorry, I've got you on the big screen there, then just watching me. Like, what's he gonna say? So that's the most. Do you know the other one, which is a weird one? The DDT. Like to believe that was Jake the Snake's finisher, and here we are, just going for it.
Freaking a leg drop was a finisher.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, one of the biggest names.
Elbow drop.
Elbow drop from the top rope.
Elbow drop. Sweet chin music. Anyone remember that super kick when it was actually something that puts the man down?
Super kick party.
It's now a party. The fact that you can have 100 before by the
lariat, the clothesline from hell.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
That's an awkward one for me.
That one is mean.
One, a Bradshaw clothesline from hell is one thing, but two, and you probably fact check me on this. I remember the clothesline. Then he came up with the clothesline from hell. Sweet chin music was the kick first. Jake the Snake brought out the DDT. Then it became something. So clothesline from hell, I was always like, really?
It's interesting because there's been like new variations of these moves which have kind of been up. You know, Hangman Page, the buckshot lariat is essentially a flippy clothesline from hell. And Andrade does that beautiful hammer, and he's made it better, by the way. Andrade's finisher, the hammerlock DDT, it's a thing of beauty now. He basically drops it with kind of like a single Russian leg sweep and then rolls over into the pin. It's beautiful the way he executes it. So all these moves are still there. They've just been
adapted.
But that's the problem I'm facing right now. With wrestling is the fact that everything has to one up each other. Hence why now people are taking suplex onto the edge of the ring just to get extra pop, because people have got desensitized to, that's just a normal thing.
Unless their name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who is one of the safest wrestlers in the world and still gets people going. That guy doesn't drop people on their head ever. He's brilliant.
Also, The Miz.
Miz is boring, though. Miz is shit.
I'm just looking trouble. I'm just looking because I read about the fact that people keep comparing them together, so I just keep doing it.
Of course, because they're loudmouth, annoying little pricks. It's just the difference is. So we're talking about raising the stakes here. MJF has
taking
looked
a piss.
No, but you're right. No, but you're correct. But you're correct.
It needs to be addressed. It does need to be addressed.
MJF is where it started as a clone of the Miz. He's just taken that and run with it so high that we're talking about moves. We're talking about moves being outdone, like clotheslines and everything. Characters being outdone. Miz is a better version. The Miz is a less good version of MJF now. Fact.
The Miz used to be that guy, though. Do you remember when he held the Intercontinental title and he had that feud with Bryan Danielson? Mm-hmm. He was that guy. Like,
I remember Miz and
no, he wasn't. Miz never dropped lines like methanine. Miz would have the balls to do that.
Miz and R-Truth, they cussed the hell out of Little Nicky. Miz and R-Truth. Little Jimmy, that's it. Little Jimmy got it every week from them two. Miz tried to rap. All right.
What do you mean Miz tried? Hold on. Sorry. No,
allow this. Back on track. Stay on target.
No.
I have a point to make. Away from Big Town.
I have a point to make. Right? What do you mean? Miz tried to rap. Miz and Morrison have a music video. Yeah?
And
no, but I said rap. What?
They had a music video when they were feuding.
Yeah, cool. And Elias has a released album. That doesn't mean it's good.
And Cena has a released rap album.
No, that's good.
I'm going to say he's going to defend it.
I said it just to hear you react. Sorry, guys. I just wind up matches. I can't help it.
Nah, Cena's album's good.
There's some half of songs on John Cena's album.
You know which rap album's good? You want to hear which rap album's good?
You're going
Randy
to say
Savage. Randy Savage.
Oh, stop it.
I only like 3 songs on Cena's album.
I like a lot of them.
I'm a mark, I like a lot of them. We should come back to this one for Tony if needs be.
I haven't done my vote yet, but yeah.
Oh, go. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, do you? Sorry, do you vote?
Yeah, sorry. Maybe we should have stayed on target.
So,
QT Marshall is like the ass boys. He's made for losing. So, Goto and Hashi have to take this one.
Okay.
We can come back to this for Big Tone, I guess.
Yeah. So here we go. So this is it. So we've now passed the buy-in, and we're now entering main event state. This is the part that Nico has paid for to watch. Do you know what was actually really cool? actually, before I do get into it. My girlfriend's house, she has Virgin Media. It's advertised on there. Like when you go into your like TV listens part, they're pushing Forbidden Door. Like
You're
it's out
bloody right. It's a historic pay-per-view.
It was.
Where
It
you
was
get where you
exciting.
get purchase of it for it?
Come in.
Where are you getting it from?
I've bought it from Fight TV, so
Fight
it's ready
TV,
on my computer here. When you and Big Tone come over tonight, I'm just gonna AirPlay it onto the big TV.
Great.
Yeah, Fight TV. Do you know what? If on a normal Mondays are my day off, but due to an appointment, I'm working the Tuesday. I'm working the Monday, got the Tuesday off. I was kicking myself. It's
Man knows if it was WrestleMania, he'd be there. But carry on.
No.
I know.
It's
I know. I don't know. The greatest part about it is the fact that he's going to turn up just for a little bit and then go back because he's so close. He's going to come just for the start, just to mingle with us and then leave because
you could come, AJ.
Thanks for coming early. You don't have to stay the entire thing. You can come for a little bit and leave at an appropriate time.
Yeah, but do you know the problem is? Yeah,
you'll get
I
sucked
haven't
in.
seen my people.
I'm going to quote the Godfather. Once they suck you in, you just can't get out. You know, paraphrase the Godfather.
I would never do such a thing. I would never try to bring you there.
I know me.
Just when I come out, they pull me back in.
Unless you
give me this. This what happened.
Drop me to Gatwick Airport, I cannot make it. I really cannot make it.
I can't hire a
Not
car.
to mention,
I
start early in the morning on Monday, so
what's it called again? If
no chance in hell.
Someone else come there. AJ, if you do come by today, just for the start, give me a time you do want to leave. I am that person that will force you to leave at that time. I haven't seen my people in for a little while now. I'm trying to get as much of y'all there as possible. Lee, I know you can't make it, hence why I'm not pushing for that much. But we're down near your side. It's not that far for you to get back to home.
We'll see. Because once the points start racking up, it's very difficult to leave. Even though a man who's a judo down could kick my ass.
That's enough of my pushing.
Anyway, then this is going to be a tough one for you to kick off for the main event. But hey, you had such a closing statement. Okay, here we go. The crowning of the All Atlantic Championship.
I know every one of these except
Miro. This is a tough one.
I want Miro to win, but I want Pac to win. Jesus, am I starting? Oh crap! I want Pac and I want Miro to win. Can they just win together?
There's another man in there who I think is destined. It's hard. This is a hard one.
By the way, you do know that instead of Connors, it was supposed to be Big Tomohiro Ishii, one of the stars of New Japan, but he busted his knee. Sadly, so sad. And he would have been my pick, by the way.
Is this is for a title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. First ever All Atlantic champion. And the rumor is that this belt is going to now float between AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, and New Japan. Like it's going to be like an inter-promotional belt.
Oh, so that's a big.
That's a rumor, but that's where everyone thinks it's going.
So the thing is, I did watch a bit AEW a little bit in the past, and when Miro went over there, his little best man thing was not doing it, and then he became this monster, which I started to love that monster guy he became. But I like Pac because he's British and he's a flipping great wrestler.
Oh, so much. But they all Jesus are. Christ. All of these guys are awesome.
This is actually difficult for me because usually I just pick because I just randomly pick, but this one I want two people to win. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be Pac. It's gonna be Pac. I'm picking Pac. Pac's gonna win. Jesus. Can you take the camera off me? I'm a bit stressed.
Yeah, this one is tough. Really, really tough.
So tough.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in what you were saying there, Nico. Even though you said it was a rumor, I think you might be right on that one, but I think it's just going to go between AEW and New Japan Wrestling. This is going to be the belt where, even though the pay-per-view's done with, this belt's going to cause a lot of rivalries.
Ring of Honor then as well, surely. If it's with AEW, it has to, by proxy, go with Ring of Honor as well, yes?
Possibly, bro. Think of it, just to call it, Ring of Honor, I see becoming AEW's NXT.
Yeah.
So it may not have to. It could be a separate entity of its own.
I don't see that happening. Carry on.
NXT is a separate entity.
They've got quite a few belts going on in TNH, in AEW at the moment. So you've got the TNT title, you've got the world title, you've got the tag titles, and all three of them storylines are kicking already. New Japan, it seems like they need that kind of belt to have that kind of pitching sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Shit, is he going Connors?
So for me, it's between two people in this match. Pac's not winning. For me, it's between Miro and the New Japan guy. That's
Really?
What it is. And the thing is, here's the thing. They've been doing these little promos with Miro for weeks now.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? And if anything, I'm going to say because of how they're playing it, I'm going to go Miro.
Same
Because
here.
if Miro
I'm changing
goes
my
to
mind.
New Japan,
Are you actually changing your mind
You're
then?
officially changing your mind.
I'm changing my mind. Miro.
I'm
And
going to
not
go
because
with
anything you
Miro.
said, Nico, Leon, is just the fact that I can't make up my mind between them two.
They
I'm going Miro
are.
now.
I'm going with Miro.
Nick, you want to go next, or shall I take this?
I can go. Listen, they could do the almighty flip of flips on us and put Clark Connors in there, you know, because how do you build a star? How do you give someone fire and say run with it? You have him winning a fatal four-way with three guys like this. You've just built a star there. You've just got behind someone and gone run with it. And I have a feeling that they were going to make Tomohiro Ishii win this. However, I am just rambling here. I'm just saying it would be nice if they did something like that. It's, for me, I'm like Leon. It's a toss-up between two people, but I don't think Clark Connors is ready yet. For me, it's a toss-up between Malachi and Miro. Malachi and the House of Black do actually need some gold now. They've been toying around with shit for a while. Malachi does need to be solidified as a champion sooner rather than later. There is that whole promo thing they've been doing with Miro, though. Is Miro going to be put into the world title picture yet? That's my question. Possibly. He's not going to be facing anyone in Japan for a while. That's for sure. Nah, fuck it, Miro.
So I'm gonna ask a question before I go further. With Death Triangle, the title's never been like a three-way thing like New Day has. It's always just been the Lucha Brothers.
There was a three-way
They've
title
never had. There is a trios title coming. It hasn't come into
but
speculation
there's
yet.
the Freebird rule where it's like two people from a team can.
No, it's always been the Lucha Brothers.
It's always been the Lucha Brothers as a tag champ.
Yes.
As tag champs,
Yes.
right? So this is what. So here's my problem, and I'm going to put this up there. Clark Connors is a replacement guy. Goodbye, good luck. No disrespect. Miro was TNT champ, got destroyed, got injured, should I say, and that cut that short. Pac has been on fire, never hold gold. Malachi Black needs to hold gold because it's like, where are we going?
This is what I'm saying. It's
definitely an AEW victory. I'm torn between Pac and Malachi Black because Miro has had gold and needs to go somewhere. I believe just purely because, but there's this feud that has been going on with Death Triangle as well, and they've not caught a win. I am so torn between Black and Pac right now.
But Black is that wild card, isn't he? He's such a wild card.
It's long overdue. Like the same
so
way
much.
We're saying House of Black. The impact is there. Where is that victory? And you don't want it to be that people quote the same way. Eventually, it's going to become, well, what are they doing with Malachi Black? But then the same question comes. So what are they doing with Pac? He can't just be that show guy. I'm going to go bold here. I really thought I was going to say Malachi Black, but I'm going to go with this because it's long overdue because people had Pac in the world title picture. Pac was also the first guy to win the victory. And you know what? Team UK, the ministry represent the UK. I'm going to regret this because I think Malachi Black's going to walk out with it. But Pac, you better hold that title and represent for us, bro.
I'll be happy if Pac wins. I'll be happy. But at the same time, I want to win, so I want Miro because I'm in between both of those two. Like,
I'll be real. I'm
It's
happy
a
if
three-way
anyone.
dancing.
I'm happy if anyone wins it. No, it's a 4-way. Connors can
four-way.
legit. Connors has been on a tear in
Connor,
New Japan. He could win
You
this.
make a very,
I get this.
I'm not denying that,
AJ,
but
you make a very good point, AJ, because at the end of the day, we say Malachi Black's due a belt, but who's bringing it for the longest time and hasn't even won a belt yet? You remember when he used to have those feuds with Kenny Omega? And since then, he's gone on and had these magnificent runs. Whether he
beat
got
Omega.
injured or not, that's another story. But Pac is definitely due a title. And I voted against him. But if he won the match, I'd be very happy for
I'd be
him.
happy.
Very
I'd be
Super happy.
No matter who
Super
won.
happy.
But you know this remind
Like
me
it'll
of.
be
Sorry
one
to
of
go back
those
to my
you
old.
deserve it kind of chance. Because he does deserve
Sorry to go back to my old
title.
WWE talks, but you know this remind me of
Neville.
the 4-way, the not 4-way, but the match with Stone Cold, Rock, Jericho, and what's his name, Kurt Angle, and who won? Who never thought? No one thought Jericho was going to win.
Yeah.
Which is going to be this guy that I can't remember his name. What's
Connors.
Connor. Watch Connors is going to come out of nowhere.
Bro,
and
it could
and win.
It could. He's been doing great in New Japan as of late, and they could build a star like that. Oh, you've beaten Miro, Malachi, and Pac in one match. You're
in
certified.
one night. I did it all in one night. There you go.
The thing is, though, is New Japan are running with belts from never as well. Like, they got too many belts. AEW do need that next belt, which is why I think this is going to be an AEW win.
Look, it's an AEW belt. I don't know if AEW need more belts because there's the Trios title, and I think people were waiting for the Trios title more than that because as you said, there's a point. New Japan have a lot of titles. The problem that you have after that is there comes a point where you've got your upper card title, you've got your mid card title, then you've got your mid card title, which is like, do you get when you can overload on belts? This
I
title
don't see that. Like,
bro, listen,
I keep on hearing. No, I get your point about overloading on belts, but this soundbite that I keep hearing on the internet that AEW's got a lot of belts. I mean, it doesn't. It's got a tag belt, a world belt, a mid card belt, and a low card belt. That's it.
Listen,
it's normal. Like, I don't know why people are like, it's got too many belts. That's literally all it has. FTW, low card. TNT, mid card. World title, upper card. Tag champs, tag champs.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can't say that when they're bringing in Ring of Honor titles just to, like, obviously make AEW guys hold them. So you've got Samoa Joe that holds the TV title. You've got FTR that hold the tag team titles. And they're obviously bringing them onto AEW. Once AEW get more belts, you're not gonna see the Ring of Honor titles in AEW anymore.
Correct.
And
which is why I see them as a separate show.
My own question for the winner take all tag team match. I kind of think I've made my decision on that one now, saying that. But once they get these belts in, you're not gonna see the Ring of Honor titles in AEW much longer.
No. Which is exactly my point. Which is why I say you don't have too many belts. They're a separate company.
Don't get me. I realize I didn't quote them. When I say too many belts, it can be exciting. I was excited for this title because it reminds me of the European title. Don't want to like compare it for companies, but I've always liked that title. But then I go back to something like WCW, which had your Cruiser, your Main, your US, and then it had a TV title. Now some people were really excited for the TV title. For me, by the time I joined in, I was like, "What is this title?" It's like it just felt like too many champs, and I'm scared that
you have a point there. You say it reminds you of the European title. It reminds me kind of the European title, a cross between the European and the Intercontinental title, because the TNT title is the TV title. So, like, and think about it, it's a TV channel belt, basically. So it's blatantly the TV title. That Atlantic belt is going to be AEW's Intercontinental / European title.
I'm sorry to interrupt it, but we are 50 minutes in and we've still got 8 matches left. To think pieces like this, we need to do another. We need to do another podcast episode before we get into like topics like this. I'm happy to discuss, but like we have to stick to predictions.
But before we go that, let's Big Tom get his
this one is exactly what I'm doing now.
Back.
2 matches, Big Tom.
Yeah, so it was the last of the buy-in. QT Marshall versus Aaron Solo, or Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi.
Yeah. The factory isn't beating Goto, so
thank you.
Perfect. This one, Tone, I'm really hoping you're going to give an answer because I just want to see someone pick him. So here's an interesting one, but a very tough
hard,
one.
Really hard.
The All Atlantic Championship.
Well, if it was me, there's two people I would put that on. Yeah, like either Miro or Black, because basically
My guy.
those two are the ones that are doing the bits. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like again, Miro would be a great person to like represent all Atlantic, like, you know. And Black has been, you know, on a tear.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's like undefeated, isn't he? Yeah. Well, no, he's not. He got
In
beat by
singles, he's undefeated. No, he lost
he
to
get
Cody
beat by
once.
Cody?
He lost to Cody
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. So
You
like
don't count. He's
again,
not part of the company.
like yeah, that's true. erase that L. So it's between them two, Miro and what's it, Black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And like again, Miro was a great person, a dominant guy to make the champion. Like I see this title as an intercontinental title basically, and I think the TV title is now gonna act more entry for the younger guys. Yeah, and the All Atlantic is gonna be like the ones that main eventers get, like when they're not in the title contention for the world title.
I see that.
Yeah. So, Miro or Black?
I know, right?
Damn. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go Black just because I'm.
Yes,
Thank you,
Big
thank
Tone.
you.
Thank you.
Someone called his name. Thank you. I'm so happy someone called his name because it needed to be done.
Three of us
Did
went
someone pick
Miro.
Black?
Yeah,
Oh,
Big Tone
three.
picked Black, which I'm really happy about. Big Tone picked Black, AJ picked Pac, and the three other people picked Miro. Watch Connors win.
What's going on?
Listen, it's only because it's an AEW title. That's the only reason I'm not discounting this. I'm discounting this guy. So
I
it's no
maintain what I said. Were Tomohiro Ishii in this match as he should have been, Ishii would have been my pick.
I think he would. I think he would have been the show stealer, but I don't think he would have won personally. But anyway, we digress. Okay, Big Tone, you're going to go 3 for 3 here, my bro. Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Just can I add? There is a stipulation. Does the poster have it? No, it doesn't. The winner of this gets some. It's kind of an advantage for Blood and Guts. That's the way they're playing this. I think they get to pick their extra man or something like that. But there's a. Let me get the exact wording for it. Sorry.
While AJ's doing that, Big Tone, have a think.
Honestly,
The winning
I
team
look at
gets
this
man
match.
advantage for Blood and Guts. I don't know what that means.
We get the man advantage. It's War Games, isn't it?
Who starts
Yeah,
first? War Games. War Games.
Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts.
Handicap match then?
So basically, the man advantage in it. Obviously, you know the clock ticks down, and then someone gets in, and then it's every like how many minutes before someone else can get in.
Yeah.
So the man advantage in it. Well, in that case, I definitely got to go Jericho Appreciation Society because, again, Kingston is definitely the try hard guy. He's probably going to be in there first, and it's going to be him at the start of the match to the very end. Yeah, so I want better way to tell the struggle than Kingston being against the odds. So yeah, Jericho Appreciation Society and Suzuki.
Well, I'll tell you.
I'm going to say I agree. I think the way they're going to build this one is that Nico's turned to vanish. The way they're going to play this one is the same way I think they're building it on a case of they lost the last match, they've lost the hair, they're losing hair. It's going to look like Eddie Kingston and co are on a losing streak. And when it comes to Blood and Guts, that's when they're going to catch their victory. So I'm going to go with, it's not even the Appreciation Society. I think it's the retirement of the name I would never put down with Sammy Guevara again. The Sex Gods and Minoru Suzuki. Listen, when there are certain allegations around your name, you should not have certain names affiliated to you. But it's the way it is. So I think that's the way they're going to do it. And it is, again, building on that Kingston story. I think he's going to win the battle, but the build-up is going to look very Appreciation Society / Sex Gods heavy.
Who did you pick?
The Sex Gods
Jericho.
and Minoru Suzuki.
Interesting.
Dad, you look like you're ready there, bro.
We're gonna break the walls down. It's gonna be Jericho. I'm always gonna pick that guy. You know, like someone always picks John Cena. I'm always gonna pick Jericho. So it's gonna cost me one day, but I want to pick Jericho because he breaks the wall down. No. Also because of what the stipulations. Because of that stipulation, in a blood and guts match, the heels have to got double team the babyface. It just has to be because otherwise it's just stupid. So yeah, they have to win to get the advantage and double team the thing. So yeah, Jericho. I don't know the name of the teams.
Baby. Nico.
This is tougher than y'all are making out because
Listen, I'm not disputing it. It's just the angle I see it.
Once again, bang.
So you see Jericho getting 2 over on Kingston, 2 in a row nonetheless.
Did you want me to break down my
definitely.
reasoning again? You may have missed it.
Because Kingston is like Kingston's the underdog guy. That's his stick.
And you've got a member of the Blackpool Combat Club in there as well. So again, losing there.
Yeah, but they're gonna win in the mystery opponent thing.
Oh, who do we think?
So this is what I was about to say. My decision for this match is very much going to be based around who we all think the mystery opponent's going to be. Because
Cesaro.
if it is Cesaro, yeah, Kingston and Cesaro have real beef, and they're then going to be on the same team. Kingston hates Cesaro, and the feeling's mutual, and they're going to be on the same team. That's where I could feel it falling apart.
I wouldn't let personal beef get in the middle of that because
this is shoot hate.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. So a scripted match, with the highest respect to wrestling, a scripted match will just be what it is. You might get a bit of tension between them, but
I mean, AEW have been showing in recent months that they will happily get real beef involved in a storyline. Shout out to MJF.
Or it can be Johnny Wrestling.
Well.
Yeah.
So,
you think Johnny Elite? Oh, Johnny Gargano.
Oh,
yeah, Johnny Gargano.
He's my pick, but
so
if it is Cesaro,
are we going to hold
back
back
on
on
this?
this? Do you want me to bring up the mystery opponent match now and then you decide which way do you want to do?
I think we all think it's Cesaro. I think we all kind of think it's Cesaro. But if it is Cesaro, I could actually see them fucking losing the Blood and Guts match. Especially when you consider that the last Blood and Guts match, Jericho lost. So he needs to win in the Blood and Guts match now.
They're going to win that.
Despite Kingston and Cesaro's beef, you reckon they're winning Blood and Guts?
Yeah, definitely. Because
and then they fight each other.
Like what's it? Jericho won the whole brawl thing, which none of us really expected him to win. Yeah,
I love that match.
The other thing you've got to think about is that Minoru Suzuki, despite the fact that everyone loves him and despite that he is probably the scariest man in wrestling at the moment, I'm not counting Haku and all that, but currently performing, Minoru Suzuki is the scariest man in wrestling. Minoru Suzuki has also made losing an art form. He knows how to lose and still stay on top.
So does Jericho.
Yeah, but this is where I think I'll reiterate. They're going to build this win here. This is where Jericho and Suzuki win. It gets the fans pumped because people recognize those names from both sides of the pond. Yeah. However, the main thing for Blood and Guts is where Kingston finally gets his redemption. It's up to you, but that's the way I see it.
That's how I see it.
It looks like Kingston's on a losing streak. And then it goes.
You've sold me. I'll go Jericho Appreciation Society.
Right. Who's left to vote on this one? Leon. Yeah.
Nico, maybe Mirror.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Your Mirror.
You can see the screen up again, please.
Sorry, here we go.
Yeah.
So, for the benefit of everyone else, I'm just re-showing the picture. Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino.
I like
Shota Umino is a dark horse in this one, but because of the points that you made, which are very good points actually, because Blood and Guts seemed like the pay-per-view where Eddie gets his redemption, because so far it's just been Jericho Appreciation. It's been Jazz all this time, and I think it's still going to be Jazz this time around. So I'm going to go with the Jericho and Co to win this match as well.
You know what? I need to see Jericho versus the Gun Club, so it could be Jazz versus Ass. So it's just a piece.
Want to team up the Jazzes?
Exactly.
Jazz
The Jazz
Jazz.
Club. The
Jazz.
Jazz.
Jazzes.
The acclaimed Jazz Club. I love it. Anyway, okay, Liam, we're going to stick with you, bro. This is title time now. We're talking the IWGP United States Championship match. Will Ospreay, Nico Boy, versus Orange Cassidy.
Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay.
Okay. Okay.
Done.
Will Ospreay. I love Orange Cassidy, but Will Ospreay.
Big time.
Well, Ospreay. There's so much more to be said. No, but let me qualify it just a little bit. Will Ospreay hasn't actually held up the title yet because of the whole storyline with Juice Robinson, and the match that they want going forward is obviously going to be Juice versus Ospreay. So that until that happens, we ain't going to see Ospreay lose.
I don't know where in the line.
What was Leon's pick for the last match, please?
I don't know.
Appreciation Society.
Okay.
I don't know where in the line this match is going to go, but it's going to be one of those matches where New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to be put on the map. I don't see Orange winning this one with his stolen Superman punch. I just don't see him winning this one. And if you've seen Will Ospreay recently, guy is just crazy talented. Do you know what I'm saying? And
it's more championship level.
Well, I'd like to add something to that.
So that's why I think that Will's going to win this one because of the fact of that he's championship material. And isn't he holding another title as well?
Yeah, he is. He's holding the Rev Pro British championship.
Right. So Will Ospreay is going to be champ in this case. He's going to win that United States title.
Look, it's to me, I think it's one of those showcases that show what Japan's about, for sure. It's also a case of it could even be match one. Listen, there's no way of ordering it, and this is the way that I think you're going to see something. There's no way. I think Will Ospreay is going to have a dominant side, and he's going to because he's underestimating it. The tweets are showing it that he doesn't appreciate who Orange Cassidy is. Orange Cassidy will give him a fight to make it be like a match. It will be a match that people will talk about. Not taking anything away that Nico will always say Will Ospreay is one of the most amazing superstars that wrestling has ever seen, and I'm not going to dispute that. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's one of the most overworked wrestlers, versus one of the laziest wrestlers, and I think you're going to see Orange level up on it for it. But Ospreay still good. If it wasn't a title, I think it would be a bit more 50-50. But the fact that it's a title match, Ospreay's walking out with it. Personally speaking,
I think the pay-per-view is definitely going to kick off with a title match as one of their first matches.
Yeah, that's why we were all Atlantic. But yeah,
this is a no-brainer. Will Ospreay's winning this, but I like to say one thing. Leon's been saying that Ospreay's been on a tear recently. I hate the way that AEW are presenting Will Ospreay. Talk about taking a character and nerfing him. What they've done with Will Ospreay is like what the MCU have done with Doctor Strange. It's like, that's not his full power.
And what WWE have done with Ricochet. I wanted to throw that in just because one of Nico's favorite matches is Ricochet versus Ospreay. And both of these guys have been tamed in the States.
It's too fuck. I really hope we're going to see the New Japan Will Ospreay here.
SmackDown then.
What's that?
They literally treated Ricochet like a jobber on SmackDown. And Nico, that would make me pissed off.
That's what he is now. And
of course he is. They don't know how to use guys properly. Legends lose their eyes, and talented up and comers get jobbed. It's normal. Come on.
I also don't like what they're doing without going.
Let's keep it on progress.
FTR, Jeff Cobb, and Great O'Khan versus
FTR.
Winner takes all titles. So this is the IWGP title and the ROH World Tag title.
You want to hear something really?
Why is Roppongi Vice in there, man? They ain't got no titles.
Tell me about it.
I find that interesting.
You want to hear a really unpopular opinion?
To hold up all three at the same time.
You want to hear a really unpopular opinion?
They're there to get.
He doesn't like FTR.
You got it, then. Hole in one. Don't like FTR. They bored the living fuck out of me. Every time they're in the ring, yeah, they're great workers. Yeah, they've got amazing ring awareness. Their style bores me to within an inch of my life. I see FTR, it's literally beer break. That's what they are for me.
For the
I
rest,
hate them.
Yeah? For
Sorry?
the rest, for the rest, is that what it means for you? That's where you take your piss break. You just go for a little
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, no, for real. It's like this is time to now stop focusing on the wrestling and focus on rolling up a spliff. Because
that's when they start actually wrestling.
couldn't care less. Couldn't care less about FTR. I recognize the talent, but I do not like these guys. I do not like their style.
There are some wrestlers you won't.
So who are you picking though to win?
No, FTR will win this. The storyline is there.
Oh,
FTR are 100%.
okay.
There's no question about it.
Okay.
But yeah, do you know what I'm really excited about is hearing Jim Ross's commentary with Jeff Cobb, because he loves a big guy who can move.
I'm going to mirror what you say. I think, to answer your question, Big Tone, about why is Roppongi Vice there, FTR will take it all, and it's in their Japan. Whenever they go back to New Japan, that's who they'll lose the title to. I think that's your next New Japan tag champs. But there is this whole collection of titles that FTR are on, and this is just another checkbox as far as I'm concerned.
What do you think about FTR?
I was gonna say that actually.
I'm torn. I can see what Nick says, because I like when they came over to the main roster on WWE. There was nothing to write home about.
That's
However,
not FTR, by the way.
That's because how they were bucking them. Though.
The Revival versus DIY is some of the best matches I've seen. It was
Exactly.
absolutely great TV. So I'm kind of torn.
NXT Revival.
By the way, I need to be done in the next 35 minutes, guys.
I'm rapping.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it like simple. Like I completely the opposite of Nico here. I love FTR. I think in a world where it can get overly complicated and convoluted with people like kicking out of 100 finishers, 100 super kicks, it's refreshing to see a tag team that just go in there and wrestle and they do their thing, and it's like, it's just no silliness about it. It's actually believable, like the old days. They're a very much throwback team, and you're gonna like that style or you're not. It's gonna be Marmite, to you, you know. And I personally do love it, and I love like the push they're getting. I love the 80s music. I think that's so much fun. Yeah,
it fits
and
perfectly.
And they're getting all the titles, and like that after they got the IWGP title, will they get the AEW titles to just push them over the edge?
Yep,
yeah, it's
100%.
a great time, isn't it, to be a wrestling fan, and this match might be the match of the night.
Osprey. I'm calling Osprey Cassidy's match of the night.
There's a lot of matches of the night. There's a lot of matches of the night. But
it's a pay-per-view of the night. It's a pay-per-view of the night. Did I make my pick or no?
I'm gonna go. This is hard, because a lot of people are like not looking at Roppongi Vice to be like, you know what, they could actually be the team to do it. Like, they've been showcasing a lot recently.
Pick them up,
and they could be the they could be the dark horse, right?
As you said,
at the same time, FTR. I have to agree with Big Tone on this one. FTR, I do like FTR. They kind of remind me of those legendary tag teams back in the day. Like, I'm saying, even if you go back to the Four Horsemen, they remind me of that team. And not only that, it's like their AEW version of the Good Brothers. They're the most decorated, or they're going to be the most decorated, recognized tag teams in the business. They've really got the Triple R tag title.
Then stop that.
They've got the Ring of Honor tag title, and it seems like now they're going to go on to win the IWGP tag titles as well.
Check my mic is on.
So I'm going to go with FTR on this one as well.
Your mic is on, Den.
How are you hearing me?
Den?
I pick FTR. How are you hearing me? I just switched my mic off and you could still hear me.
Well, there's a mute button at the bottom if you want, because.
No, well, I've got a wireless mic. I'm just thinking, but the thing is, I must have switched. I might be using the wrong mic then. So if I sound quiet,
there's no mic. That's definitely what you're doing.
and you got
anyway, I almost finished it. I was so close to finishing.
Okay,
let's go.
Anyway, FTR.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
very
of course.
much. Right.
And I love them. They're really good wrestlers.
Here's one for you, Denso. You're the one going to kick this one off. The women's title match: Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm.
Thunder
I'll
versus
stand my
Storm. Lol.
Good.
Thunderstorm. They're the new tag team called Thunderstorm, and I'm
Sure.
picking
That's cool.
Thunder Rosa.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
it.
this is
I
the
don't know. I
easy
just
one
literally
for
look
me.
at them and I pick them.
Okay, well,
Okay,
first
so
of all,
you called it.
also.
It's an easy one. Whenever someone says easy, I like to let them just get it out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. You see, here's the thing. Like, I want Toni
Thought it was
Storm
easy.
to be the. I know but before I was rudely interrupted. I'm joking. See, I would want someone like Toni Storm to beat Jade for that title. I don't think she's ready for the world title just yet. So for that very reason, and they're on this build with Thunder Rosa holding the title as well. She needs to hold it for a certain amount of time to build herself up as well. She's only just won that women's title. So for that very same fact, I'm going to go with Thunder Rosa on that one.
Nice.
Sorry,
one.
Thunder on that one.
Okay. So, like, first of all, I want to say I do like the build that they're doing with Storm. Yeah, Storm, she looks amazing. I mean, did you see the ass on like Rampage? Yeah, like damn. Yeah, she's in the best shape of her life, really. Yeah, and they're building her, quite good. But the problem, I made AJ lose it. But like, one thing I think AEW having a problem with is they're doing these pushes too soon for people coming in. You pushed her all the way to the World Championship, yeah, and she can't win here because again, like how she was just presented not too long ago on SmackDown, losing to the Queen. So are we really gonna let Toni Storm come in and be our champion? Yeah, basically just try like diminish her like that. I would say Toni Storm would need like some build.
That's working, Dan. That's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
crap!
would
I
say
thought it was
she
you on
needs
the
some
same
build
channel.
before she actually like comes in there and like swoops in and takes any of the titles, the TBS or World Championship. So definitely Thunder here.
I'm just going to go with Thunder Rosa purely on the fact that I think one thing AEW do is build solid champs. They don't build transitional champs, and I think it'll just be too soon for her to have lost the title. Who do I prefer, or who am I more familiar with? Yes, definitely Toni Storm, but I'm going with Rosa because I just believe they build their main champs quite well.
And then CM Punk took the title off Hangman Page.
But Punk had a run.
Yeah, after a long time though.
Page had a run.
This
is what I'm
wasn't
saying,
a long run. He beat some big players, but it wasn't a long run. It was a few months. Compare that to Omega's run, which was a few. Bro, compare that to Omega, compare that to Moxley, compare that to Jericho. All their champions have had longer runs. Hangman was not a long champ. That's a fact. There's no argument there.
Man, like, why did he win the title?
He beat enough names, but his name wasn't big enough, so it was going to happen.
I swear it was more than 4 months.
It was more than 4 months. I can't fact check you right now because time is against us, but it was
6 then.
6 months is a more than enough adequate time for a title.
Yeah, that's not transitional 6 months.
It didn't say it was. I'm just saying it wasn't a long reign by AEW standards.
But I do not like to have a year reign. I don't think everyone.
Cool. So then, by that logic, Thunder should lose.
Yeah, she should, but
she
not
should
to Toni Storm.
Because if y'all were complaining about the way they booked Hangman Page, the way they booked Thunder Rosa sucks.
I'm not saying it's great.
Sucks. She has been a god. I'm missing Britt Baker. God,
who's your pick gonna be?
They're not gonna do this.
I don't like La Mera.
No, I like La Mera. I don't like La Mera being booked this way with a belt on her. La Mera has not been a good champion. La Mera has literally beaten the Beastie. That's it.
Yeah, but she's just getting started, though. Good man, give her a chance.
Yeah, I mean, my head says Thunder. The way they're gonna book this is Thunder. I would love Toni Storm to get this, but they're gonna keep it on Thunder, aren't they? Yeah, Thunder. Next.
Cool. Right, bro. Over to you.
How's on mic?
The Bullet Club with I can't even pronounce that name. Hikalu, maybe? Versus the Dudes with Attitude. Sadly, this was meant to be an 8-man match.
Name.
It was meant to be an 8-man match, but there was a recent injury that took place, so it's now a 6-man. Who's that ringing?
Whoever's got a phone ringing, please mute.
Not mine. Not
Cool.
mine. Throw that in there quickly.
You don't fucking have the Bullet Club lose on a New Japan pay-per-view, do you? Come on.
Especially the
I've
fact
got a
that-
counter to that. I do have a counter to that.
Yeah,
So
but it's Sting.
Nah,
He
it
kinda
doesn't
gave it
matter.
away.
He's a dude now. It's dude. Where's my car?
Nah. The Young Bucks are winning this, and they're going to put on a hell of a show. They are like, I heard some bullshit commentary on SmackDown when the Usos came out. Like, oh, the best tag team in the world. It's like, go and talk to John Cena and give yourself an STFU because you need to shut the fuck up right now. The Usos are not in the same league as the Young Bucks at the moment. The Bucks are on another fucking level to everyone, including FTR. Like, yeah, the Bucks are winning this all day long.
So you're Bullet Club. Cool.
Bullet Club all day long.
Then
Bullet Club. Simple reason. When's the last time this version of Bullet Club has been together? It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been ages.
So the Bullet Club come back to, and then they can have a super kick party. They can have everything. So plus the fact that I just love them two. What they call
That's the Young Bucks.
Young Bucks. I just love them. I watch the actual YouTube show now. I watch.
They're amazing.
regular.
They're amazing.
Moving on,
AJ?
I think this was a hard one at first, but at the same time, I'm all about the Bullet Club, especially with Chris Bay, like, you know what I mean? And you know the reason why, right? Says it right there. But
he put it to ultimate finesse for any
Sting, even though it's Sting in the match as well, he doesn't have to be necessarily the one to take the fall. So I'm definitely going Bullet Club as well. Definitely going Bullet Club. I love the theme song all day long. I listen to it every day. You know, it's Bullet Club, and the reason why is because they're just too sweet.
Sweet. He threw it up again. He brought it back out.
For these guys, I'll bring it out.
I'm gonna go opposite. Purely because
Fantastic.
Purely because it's Sting. The Bullet Club reunion. I've always said it. Everyone knows me when it comes to it. I've always been the click guy. The Bullet Club inherited everything from NWO, as far as I'm concerned. That should have been the way I'll go any day of the week. I think a legend like Sting on a card like this can't be disputed. I also believe that when it comes to Bullet Club reunions, it can lead to greater victories later on down the card. To me, it's Sting. Literally, if Sting wasn't there, I'd be Bullet Club all day long. I'd be throwing it up with you guys. But
you know what, right? You make a very good point there, because even though it's Bullet Club, I'm still sticking with my pick. But just to raise on your point, AJ, even though it's Bullet Club, they turn on the GOD. So who's to say that they can turn on one another once again? You know what I'm saying? Because of egos and whatnot.
For leaving.
And Sting could capitalize exactly, and then Sting could capitalize on that. So that's a very good point, AJ. Well done. That's a brilliant.
Once again, if you know the Bullet Club, they will actually complete the match, win the match, then turn on the person.
That's usually their way. Right. This one is going to be tough because it has like variables coming now. This isn't Sabre Jr. versus TBC. No, when I say tough, the winner, the winner's there. It's who
the winner's obvious.
Yeah, the surprise entries are very rare to be the loser. So,
can we all just say Cesaro's debuting and Cesaro's winning and move on to the next match?
I was going to say it's the other way. I was going to say the other way. So instead of cutting it into that, who would be your pick of the person? Because we know Sabre's losing.
Cesaro.
Who do you think is? I think that's where the point lies.
Here comes the money.
Shane McMahon's who I'd love, but that's not happening.
Money.
My dream pick would be Johnny Gargano.
He's showing up on every show now, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's gotta be King.
I'm a good guy. I'm a good old guy.
The Fiend.
So, Leon, who are you going with? I mean, just a 2 point, just literally who you think it is and which victory. This podcast is amazing.
Which one are we talking now?
I know.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus the newest member of the Blackpool Club, whatever they're called.
Okay, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like the newest member of the Blackpool Club, it's obviously going to be their debut match as well. Who loses their debut match unless they're not being pushed like certain other wrestlers have, especially when you're talking about a faction like the Blackpool Combat Club. So I'm going with the mystery person.
Okay, do you have a pick as to who your mystery person will be?
It's gotta be Kane. No, I'm joking. I haven't really thought about it, and I mean, the Cesaro one makes good sense because obviously he's been released. We haven't seen him in a hot minute. It's obviously past the time where he can go for and wrestle for another company now. So I would say probably between Cesaro and Gargano, Johnny Gargano.
If you had to pick one.
Cesaro.
Cool.
Yes, Cesaro.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Bring it back to Leon.
See, this is the thing. I've been thinking about what Bryan Danielson has been saying. Right?
We get the name. Yeah.
He's like saying he really trusts this guy, and you could pick quite a few people. You could pick Cesaro. You could pick Bray Wyatt or Rotunda if you want to go by his real name. It's really hard. But
it's not. It's not, bro.
You know what, right? Okay, we can make a guess. It's not like we're going to get extra points for it. So at the end of the day, right, I'm going to go with the name and say Bray Wyatt. Rotunda.
Wyndham Rotunda. Okay.
Yeah, I just said the Fiend is showing up and he's going to get all spooky dooky on AEW. Come on.
Wait, what's the name? Bray Wyatt 6. I think he just trademarked that name. Bray Wyatt 6.
Yeah, he's a cyborg now.
Yeah. He's the new tech.
The man of tech, yeah. So that's who you think it is? Then.
Yep, so we can go to the next one. Oh, me. Oh, I already said it. I said it before. I said Cesaro.
Oh, so you're Cesaro. Do you know what?
I've been singing that before the part, everything. Well,
listen, bro, I get it, but just for official record purposes.
Just say, well, podcast is Cesaro winning.
Just because it's the other name. Before I realized it was like this person might go into the thing, I thought Regal might actually step up for one last match, which should have been fun.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Come on. No, a Regal teardown would have been nice. But if it's the newest member
not to mention he trained Daniel Bryan as well.
Yeah, to this the newest member to the Combat Club, just to be different, I'll go Gargano. And Big Tone came in just in time to be able to pick his pick. So Big Tone, because we say the mystery opponent's naturally going to win against Zack Sabre Jr., it's who do you think will be the mystery opponent?
Well, it's down to two people, isn't it? It's because again,
and Cesaro.
Yeah, exactly. If you listen to Brian's words, though, I watch it move more to Cesaro because he's like, watch what this guy does. Watch what he does in AEW. Yeah, like I don't think that's the type of thing you would say about Johnny because he was in NXT and he was treated very well. He was one of their main stars. Yeah, but in WWE, Cesaro, they tried to push him, but he could never be consistent. After he got squashed by Roman, I think at Backlash or whatever. That was it for him. And I called it. Yeah, I knew he was going to beat Seth to have that little moment. Yeah. And then, that was as far as they was going to take it. So he hit his he literally did hit the glass ceiling in WWE. But in AEW, Cesaro really does stand a chance of being world champion. Yeah, because the guy is amazing. Yeah, he's still got a lot in him. And he's a big guy, a big guy that can do the things that he does. He looks the part. Yeah, so I
was joking about Bray Wyatt. It's gonna be Cesaro. It's obvious. It's pretty obvious.
It's obvious.
But like I said again, match of the night. This could be the match of the night because again,
from a technical point of view, Zack Sabre is amazing.
Zack Sabre Jr. Do not sleep on this guy.
No, he's incredible. Did you see his match at the end of last year against Naito?
Yes.
Naito could be an outside mystery pick, by the way, to join the Blackpool Combat Club. Just putting that one out there.
Well, if that
makes logical sense.
That'd be crazy.
Do you know what? No, because then it would mean he signed to AEW.
No, it would mean that they're keeping the forbidden door open. That's literally all it means. It means
that the
Blackpool Combat Club are going to be on 2 pay-per-views.
The whole forbidden door thing, I think that is just lost concept now because it's kicked wide open, and they're actually making
Not yet.
Storylines in it. Like for instance, the whole situation with. Look.
Okay,
he's frozen. Nick, change my pick. Change my pick. I'm going for Naito.
Yeah, but we're not getting a point for picking the mystery.
We're not getting a point for picking a point.
That's what we said because there's no other thing. I mean,
no, we didn't. That can't be.
All right, then let's move on. We're just debating nothing because we all know Zack Sabre Jr. is losing. All right,
exactly. But just quickly, Big Tone. Just quickly, Big Tone. Bullet Club or Dudes with Attitudes? Because we didn't get your pick for that.
What potato have you got?
Who's on what's it? Bullet Club. I'll go with Bullet Club. That's hard.
We're wearing.
That's hard.
Come on.
Nah, Bullet Club because again, like the only reason I would say Dudes with Attitude is because of Sting. Yeah. But at the same time, in it, like the what do you call it, Young Bucks just got like the tag team titles back to AEW, you know. Like, do we really want them losing on pay-per-view? And it is essentially a pay-per-view that they help create because New Japan guys, they're gonna obviously everyone knows Sting, but they love the Young Bucks. And that's why the Young Bucks are champions again for this pay-per-view.
Of course.
Yeah, so I don't think Bullet Club.
Cool.
Okay, Tony, you still there?
It's going to potato.
Connection issues.
The Bullet Club one night.
I am saying though, I think having a Zack Sabre Jr. versus Naito rematch would be the shit. Like we're all expecting Cesaro. No one's going to be disappointed if Tetsuya Naito comes out and joins the Blackpool Combat Club. That will be amazing.
Right, here we go.
Match of the night.
Right, it's two more matches.
Big
Tony, you in?
Okada. I know him.
Okay, right. So for pod basis, we're talking Jay White, the IWGP champion, Hangman Page, Kazuchika Okada, or Adam Cole.
Kazuchika. Put some fucking respect on his name.
Oh, bro, yes,
Okada.
because you're proficient in Japanese. You pronounce every name. Well fucking done.
Oh, so it's it's not a tag team match.
No, it's a four-way.
No, it's a four-way. Four-way for the IWGP title.
When did they announce that?
Dynamite, my brother.
Okay.
Nick.
So as much as I think this is, I take back what I said about Ospreay Cassidy being match of the night. This is match of the night, hands down.
Yeah, this is the night.
This is insane. But unfortunately, despite the fact that these guys are going to put on a clinic for us, there's no way Jay White's dropping the belt. There's just no way. He's just won it. Jay White's winning. And I think the nice little spice on it is Jay White pins Adam Cole.
Baby.
I'm actually going to co-sign that because I kind of feel that that's the way it's going to be, and it builds this tension within what people might believe was the whole reunion of the Super Elite Club or what have you. But yeah, Jay White is the winner for me. Switchblade all the way. Then,
I'm going to copy the same thing y'all say. Jay White for the only reason because I heard Nico just mention he just won it. So if he was a new champ, he's got to keep the belt. He can't be a transitional. Although I do love Okada.
Who doesn't, bro? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I would have picked it. If I went first, I would have picked
Okada. He's the Rainmaker.
Yeah. Right. No, you said it wrong. You got to scream it. But yeah.
The Rainmaker. Yeah. Okay. See, for me, it would be between two wrestlers, and that's Okada and Jay White. But again, for the very same reason, when anyone wins a world title, with the exception of Kane, they don't lose it straight away, you know. So I'm gonna go with Jay White on this one as well. It could be a Bullet Club clean sweep, this whole pay-per-view. So I am definitely gonna go with Jay White.
Tone?
Yeah. To mirror all of you again, he's just won the title. He cut like one of the best promos I've seen in a long time at Dominion. So, like, look, Jay White has arrived. He is the business, and there's certain matches to set up, yeah. And again, Hangman versus Jay White down the road for the title, that is definitely happening. So Jay White has to remain the title. But the question is, who walks out afterwards? Like, because I reckon that this will be a good time for a
Kenny.
certain return.
Kenny.
To like work out on stage.
I'm gonna drop some spice in a sec. So,
Yeah, and like it's either here or after the
last match,
AEW interim title match. Yeah, one of the two. We'll see Kenny like walk out.
Right, guys, I hate to do this to you. My daughter has just woken up. I'm actually going to have to bounce. So,
well, bro, just give your answer to the last one. This is it. I know you're done.
You're all going to be shocked here. Tanahashi.
Okay. Nice one, bro. You got 5.
I got to bounce just because I think they want the CM Punk Tanahashi match further down the line. So Tanahashi has to win this. That's my logic behind that, just for you to have some food for thought. Can you all please like WhatsApp me what your picks are so I can add them to the list and buy ministry?
Later.
All right.
Right. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Oh, actually, then
I don't mind go, but go ahead.
So, because I think Den just literally stated his answer, Tone. That's the only reason I'm going.
Same thing as well. I said Tanahashi because, as I said, I read up about it, and it was meant to be if CM Punk wasn't injured, it was meant to be CM Punk versus Tanahashi. So they're going to keep that going by making Tanahashi win, so they can actually have the match.
You know, it's going to be the interim champ, yeah. You know this person.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, because they're really going to be them after CM Punk comes back and they have a fight, they have the match. Then they could do what they normally were going to do anyway. So this is a holding card for the match later.
Cool.
Well, for me, this one is very hard because again, it's easy to just turn around and say either one of the two for like particular reasons. Tanahashi, is the ace, of New Japan. Problem is, American fans don't know who that is. Yeah, so are AEW willing to take the risk and put the belt on someone essentially American audience doesn't know? But again, it's a great pick. It's a great person to have it on. Yeah, Tanahashi, that is like a good resume to have as part of your world titles, one of the greatest ever. Yeah. Problem is, American audiences doesn't know he's one of the greatest ever. And John Moxley, right now on the card today, there's some big fish, and at this particular pay-per-view, I don't know if you'll disagree, but John Moxley is the biggest name on the American side out of everyone.
Shortest thing.
Yeah, shortest thing. But because obviously Sting's an all-rounder. But in terms of recent wrestlers, John Moxley is definitely the top guy. Without CM Punk, without Daniel Bryan's in there. So I'm thinking, because again, CM Punk versus John Moxley would also be something that would be heavily promoted, something that people would love to see. Because again, the promos as well between those two would just be hot, spicy. Yeah. This one is very hard for me, but I'm going to go John Moxley.
John Moxley. Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to go. Big Tone makes some very good points there. As a matter of fact, I was literally thinking along those same lines. And if you saw the promo that John Moxley cut recently, that's the reason why I'm swinging towards John Moxley as well. That's it. I haven't got much time myself, so I'm going to just say that and move on.
Right. I'm going to call it to end it. Here we go. I'm actually going... I was going to say Dean Moxley there, John Moxley. Reason being, it goes down to this point. I don't think right now we're going for a. I don't think we're in a position. If you're going to crown an interim champ, the last thing you want to do is have your title on the other side of the waters. And I don't know what Tanahashi's schedule is like to permit him to keep going. I've heard there was some slight tension between AEW and New Japan. You wouldn't want your main titles going over. I also feel that if the New Japan title was to switch, then I would probably lean more for the AEW title to switch because then each company has their own title. But I don't see Jay White dropping that title. Finally, I also think to add extra spice, because I take Den's point where Tanahashi Punk was meant to be a match, but I actually think we'll see the reverse of Double or Nothing. I think if you're going to talk Forbidden Door, Naito is one big name for New Japan. I think after Mox wins his title, we're going to get the reverse of the first AEW pay-per-view, and Kenny Omega is actually going to turn up behind John Moxley and give him the attack. And I think it will build more
That's a good
towards
shout.
a Mox versus Omega versus Punk, which will be a bigger return match than Mox versus Punk. That's my call of it. So yeah,
that's a good point as well, because on the back of that, CM Punk did say he wanted to face the very best, and that's literally between John Moxley and Kenny Omega. So you make a very good point there.
Cool. Thank you very much, sir. So that's the one. Okay, guys, we're all out. Nico had gone for Tanahashi, so there's a nice little split there. It's going to be a really interesting card nonetheless. So it's going to be an absolute big one, guys. If you are a fan of this, do please follow us on Ministry of Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook, MOW News on Twitter, and the building's there. Even TikTok is there as well. So we will be back for another show. If you are a very big fan of all that we've done and you'd like to show a bit of support and, you know, put some money behind all of this, guys, just head on over to buy us a coffee, www.buymeacoffee.com/movie dudes. Because yes, it's movie dudes, because aside from the wrestling stuff, me and Nico also do a film bit, so we're there. So any appreciation, it's literally £2 or less than £2. That's the price of a coffee, and it just helps build the show get there a bit further.
What episode's coming up soon? Because it's someone's birthday. There's a
not next week. So this week coming, we're doing our films, our most anticipated films for the rest of the year, and next week, I will be celebrating my 37th birthday, and Mr. Tom Cruise will be celebrating his 60th birthday, both on the 3rd of July. So look out for a top 10 Tom Cruise movies as well in the next 2 weeks. So that's going to be a big one. Thank you very much, Den. So guys, yeah, if you are interested in anything on the film side, do head on over to @SilverScreenDudes. That's why Movie Dudes is there. @SilverScreenDudes on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And Movie MT Rushmore on Twitter, because that's what we do. It's really exciting. We take 10 films each and we create our movie Mount Rushmore, which is the must-see films of that genre. So that's the one. Okay, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. So for me, Too Sweet Tony, aka the 1AJ.
Peace and love, y'all.
Okay, yep. So from Leon, then the Tech, and Big Tone, we're out. See you.
Leaving the zone.
That's the one. So until the next show, we're out, guys. Enjoy Forbidden Door. Who knows? I may kick the door down myself and enter a Forbidden Door with jet lagged eyes at work. But that's the one. So